Right. Connor McDavid.
Goal, PJ. I know you've been dying to talk about him.
John and I had the opportunity of doing the game last night, and it's, the first period started last night, and four periods in a row.
As it usually does.
4 periods in a row, they were spectacular. The line of Eberle, Pouliot, and McDavid. And we were just sitting there giggling to ourselves, this is going to be awesome. He's going to get 19 points tonight. Got 2, but just I think the one thing that amazes me for a kid that has missed as much time as he has and how young he is, just the confidence that John used the word swagger last night, so I'll follow up on that. How it's so contagious. What he does on the ice, how everybody feels that much better once he makes a good play in a game. Everyone's like, whoa. And all of a sudden you're on the bench and you get the tingles and you get a little bit excited. You want to get out there because you want to be part of the magic. And again, he got the ball rolling in the first period last night. So it was 4 periods in a row. They had a slow second, but a big third. But it was kind of, you were excited for his next shift. And then the team's next shift. And everything snowballed. And John last night showed a pack of how everyone was doing little things that they don't normally do because you just feel that much more confident. You have swagger. You felt that much better.
Now you can talk about PJ, what he did last night.
I can't remember. The thing about what McDavid does for the Oilers is the domino effect of you put him on one line, then it takes a ton of pressure off Taylor Hall. So all of a sudden, Todd McLellan has the opportunity of a 1-2 punch. And then rather than forcing a guy like Mark Letestu to be the second center, which they were forced to at times this season, Letestu's playing in the right position. And then Matt Hendricks and Letestu's lines, both of those lines are put into the system. I was going to say sparingly, but there was a time in the first period last night, for every 2 times we saw the Hall line, for every 2 times we saw the McDavid line, we'd see Hendricks. Then we'd see Letestu. And what a difference that makes to the whole concept of offensive hockey. Well, and the speed of the game. I know we all think I've been blown away for the last 2 years with McDavid. And I know he's good, and we've said how good he is and how good he's going to be. I just think that he exceeds expectations every time.
Well, look at the power play numbers. In 37 games without him, they have 14 power play goals. In 15 games with Connor McDavid, they have the same number of power play goals.
They were 5 for 6 the last 2 games on the power play.
One of the things John was talking about, how it helps the team offensively.
Jeez, did you not do something last night?
No, just now he said it. Did you just not listen? But there's more to it. It also throws the other team off defensively.
Totally.
Because the way they start, I thought McLellan did a great job coaching last night early in the game because Karlsson was the matchup against McDavid, as John mentioned last night. And the issue was, so
you don't have an original thought, do you?
John told me to say that too.
So I did not.
What happened was last night he started off with the Hall line.
Yeah.
Which actually John brought it up because they had benched Hall in the third period of the previous game. So they start Hall as a reward. It goes on. They start Karlsson. Well, Karlsson gets on one shift, and then you put on the second line came on. The third line, and then they waited for Karlsson to get out there. Karlsson comes on for the shift against McDavid. Right after that, he comes right back with Hall. So Karlsson can't be staying out there for 2-minute shifts. So you're getting Hall up against the second set of defense in the second or third line of Ottawa. And I think he did a great job in the first 5 minutes to, maybe get Ottawa thinking a little bit too much about the matchups and giving the Oilers space out there, as John mentioned, and it created speed and offensive chances, which gives you, I guess, more swagger.
Which Canadian team has the best chance to make the playoffs? Vancouver let a point go last night.
Yeah.
When you look at it, is it the Edmonton Oilers? Could it very well be?
The issue is they're chasing.
They're chasing one of the hottest teams in hockey right now.
There's issues. They're all out right now. There's massive issues. This goes back to John's argument that
no MVPs.
You're rewarding the best of the worst.
Yeah.
But
you just want an answer just to fill up time on this radio show.
I think it's an interesting question. If we're gonna rally around one Canadian team and root for them to get in, to be our representative. So
I got
who do we cheer for right now?
6 other cities tweeting me right now, calling me a moron for not picking their team.
There's 30.
They're all but they're not Canadian.
You know
teams.
what? There might be more. People in Memphis don't like you either, so they don't even have a team.
I can't win this. You know what? I'm going to say take a team in the West, though. I will. And I'll. You know what? I like Edmonton's last 2 games. And I think the way the West and the Pacific has gone at times. What a great game last night with Anaheim and LA. But I'll take Edmonton. I'll take Edmonton. It's tough, though. It's really tough. Carey Price isn't coming back. Ottawa's giving up 7 goals a game.
It will all go
Winnipeg struggled.
Winnipeg. Holy
Winnipeg,
smokes.
Who do you think?
The way the schedule has
Vancouver's sort of closest.
Yeah, but the way the schedule has been designed, Steve Hatzeprecious does a good job after the All-Star break of making sure there's a lot of divisional
Didn't Robert
games.
De Niro tell you to never name drop?
I've told you 1,000 times, don't exaggerate. The schedule maker does a really good job of creating divisional games. Like the Edmonton Oilers now have 13 divisional games the rest of the way. It's those head-to-head matchups become so important in February and March, and it's not a cop-out, but it's the team that can go 12-1 in their divisional games. That's the reason the Arizona Coyotes have been so close to a playoff spot most of the years, because they've won all their games inside the division.
Now, I don't know whether it's fair to judge Edmonton because McDavid's been out, but they're 6-7-3 within their division.
I know, but it's a different team.
Yeah,
it's a different team now with McDavid back. And the other thing that we haven't talked about in Edmonton, I know we have to move on, is that Cam Talbot's given them some pretty good goaltending.
I think you mentioned that last night too.
Did I?
You did.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure.
But you're right. They have 2 lines now.
Sure. Their weakness is on defense.
Yes.
I mean,
good goaltending, and if they can find a way to keep the puck in the offensive zone as much as possible. Just, if I'm back there, just get the puck out of our zone. Do whatever you want. Flip it out, but let the forwards play with it.
Great scene last night. Brandon Davidson scored.
Yes.
And he actually played more ice time than any other Oiler defenseman last night. Davidson scored, and he was sitting on the bench like this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, to me, that was a great picture of him smiling and his teammates enjoying it. That was fun.